my people. I'm going to Kogi. We are packing. I'm packing my bag. And mommy, Kifese governor. My uncle is running for governor. It's your girl, Adiola. Uncle Dino, I did not know that you mean business or that you are serious. Because usually you are not a serious somebody, you know. Okay, that didn't come out right. But you know what I mean. I didn't know that you mean business, you know. Make I go and vote you. I did not pack soap. Don't forget my soap. I didn't know that you mean business. You know, since Uncle Bodaya Bello is trying to run for third time indirectly via proxy, you know, by putting down his so-called anointed candidate. Many people in Kogi are now considering my uncle, Uncle Dino Melaya. And while Uncle Dino Melaya is a better politician compared to Uncle Bodaya Bello, Uncle, and you know, you are also not a saint any longer. Yeah. You know, all this flashy living at the expense of the people. Your compound looks like a car sale garage. When you became a senator, always showing off Lori Okada, those expensive Okada. 28 cars, Uncle Dino, what are you doing with 28 vehicles? I'm not against you running for governor, of course not, but please, you have to change. You know, if you filled your yard with a fleet of cars as a senator, what will you now do as a governor? And you see, don't. I know you don't. You always know the right thing to say. I'm also going to being a governor is an opportunity to change lives of people of Kogi. You need to understand that, or at least change that your attitude. Translate that. Of course, you don't know. You know, I'm coming home just to vote for you. I'm just kidding, guys. Sorry. But really, he may win. I don't know. We are all watching. The election is next month. Now, good news, my people. Remember our former Minister of Information, Alhaji Mohammed. In 2020, this man had the police arrest a journalist in Osun State for a poem that he said insulted him. Can you imagine? In fact, Ogalayi had the journalist's wife arrested first. They detained the woman for 8 days. And then they detained 2 other relatives for 2 days before they found the journalist. And then they detained this journalist, Rotimi Jolayemi, for 17 days before charging him to court. Can you imagine? Just like that, the minister abused powers. He said the journalist insulted him with a poem. Can you imagine? And so he intimidated the man. Court became come today, come tomorrow. 3 years after, my people. A federal high court judge has now discharged Rotimi Jolayemi, also known as Oba Akewi, of all allegations of insulting the former minister, that is Mohammed. They struck out the case for what they call lack of diligent prosecution. I think the journalist should now sue the former minister for harassing him and his family and wasting his time. Anyway, congratulations to the journalist. We're all very happy for you, my father. By the way, some of you are yet to order your bag of amala from Tunde Lanero Farms on Amazon. I just thought I should. Now that I have your attention, let me bring it to your attention. They have all kinds of stuff on Amazon, by the way. I will keep talking about it. You don't need to fast forward. I'm almost done. They also have gari. Their gari is still the best in Nigeria. Even if you just want to order to find out whether or not I'm telling you the truth. And they are also selling farmland. This is an opportunity for you to invest. Don't miss out on the opportunity to make money by leasing out the farm that you buy from them for them to grow cassava, so that you are making money while the land appreciates. Anyway, let's go back to the story. Move closer. So, my father, the GO of Redeemed Church, Benny, Pastor Adeboye, the man released a video in solidarity of Israel. And people started sending it to me, asking me, Adeola, why are you not saying something?
Hello, my beloved brothers in Israel. I want you to know that all members of the Redeemed Christian Church of God all over the world are standing by you at this very critical moment. The Almighty God, the Holy One of Israel, will give you absolute victory and give you permanent peace from now on in the mighty name of Jesus. That this one will be the war that will be the end of all wars in Israel. So shall it be. In Jesus' mighty name, we have prayed.
Okay, so no offense, but if Daddy Adeboye's children are not saying something, and I'm not just talking about his children, but also his church members, who am I to say anything? A small girl like me, because there's nothing somebody like me can say that will not be used against me. Because people take offense just because we tell them to do some research. They say no. They start to quote Bible verse for you. Yeah, me and you, we are not fighting. We have nothing to fight about. But the thing is, there are some things that are not in the Bible. Some very important things like the Nakba that took place in 1948. Many Nigerian Christians unfortunately don't know about this, and they don't know about what has been happening since then, so at least take some time to Google Nakba, or watch videos on YouTube where they explained to you what happened. Maybe I will put some links in the description that you can just click to watch, but I'm trying to find people that are objective, because I'm aware that some media organizations can also be biased. I'll see if I can find people that are objective and put their link to their video in the description. So at least read about Nakba, Sometimes I think about the fact that if some people should come today and say that they owned Nigeria 2,500 years ago, and we say, okay, come in, you can stay on one side, we stay on one side, but they decide to start killing us one by one. I don't think the Nigerians that I know, I don't think they will quote the Bible. I think they will want to fight. I think they want to fight for their rights. Many people also don't know about the fact that the Zionists were actually offered Uganda, which is present-day Kenya, by Britain at the time before they decided to go and settle in Palestine. Although some accounts also said that it was the Zionists themselves that wanted to go and settle in Uganda. They said it was temporarily when Jews were being persecuted in Europe. So they were considering Uganda at the time, present-day Kenya, before they decided to, go to Palestine. So all of this with the help of Britain, of course. So there are layers to what is going on. Take whatever side you want to take. Honestly, I'm not saying that you should not support Israel, but take your side with knowledge is all that I am preaching on this show. Because personally, the fact that after the UN offered them a larger portion of the land, even though they were the minority, I'm talking about Israelis, and then they proceeded to start the massacre, was alarming, So you need to know all these things so that you can exercise empathy. In fact, I believe that if Pastor Adeboye also knows about Nakba, he may rephrase his words. I'm not saying he won't support Israel. But as usual, some people won't even Google that word Nakba before commenting. Don't worry, I'm praying for you all. I'm praying for you. And please stop sending me Amos 1:6. It's enough. Just, Anyway, before we leave, 2 stories from Liberia. One of the stories will be today, the other one in the next video. First of all, former footballer turned president George Weah is now facing a rerun of the presidential election between him and 78-year-old man, that is Joseph Boakai, who was the vice president for Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. Now, when George Weah became president in 2017, we were all so happy, so excited, and we were really expecting him to transform Liberia. And he did some things. All public universities and colleges are now free in Liberia. He started digital registration process at the state-run University of Liberia, and the West African Examination Council, that is WAEC, is now free in Liberia for both junior and senior secondary schools. He started the biometrics national ID identification to get rid of ghost workers. He constructed modern markets. He gave opportunity to young people to serve. He constructed and paved some roads. He also opened parks and sports facilities. So I am not saying that he did not do anything. No, that's not what I'm saying. But he spoiled it all with corruption. And he continues to be an ally with people that are corrupt. Although when you look at their own corruption compared to Nigerian corruption, there's still a huge gap. But the fact that his chief of staff and the country's chief prosecutor both faced corruption allegations in multi-million-dollar contracts, including diverting $1.5 million in public funds, but all the president did was suspend them, is huge. It's like he didn't want to offend his friends who are known to be corrupt, despite the fact that the public wanted them dismissed. He just suspended them. People were also calling for a wider corruption investigation into other members of his government that were corrupt. And people are also upset that the first thing that he did after he was sworn in as president in 2018 was to build an estate for himself with 17 apartments, story buildings. In 2018, a container containing $100 million cash that they went to print in Sweden, the country's note, allegedly went missing. And for weeks people were protesting. They were saying, bring back our money. But after blaming previous governments, later the government came back and said, they found the missing cash, $100 million, at the central bank. I was like, shoot. Last year, a whole container filled with cocaine worth $100 million was seized in Liberia. First of all, you won't believe this, but the court in Liberia exonerated the 4 men arrested in connection with the cocaine. Can you imagine? It was a Liberian man, a Bissau Guinean man, a Portuguese, and a Lebanese man. They exonerated them. Not only did they free them, the government said, oh, they don't know where they are. So nothing happened. And I'm not making this up. In fact, the $200,000 cash that they seized from these men was returned back to them after they were released. What? Liberia just they play. They play. What's that? Meanwhile, the economy continued to struggle. The price of food continued to skyrocket. Inflation rate was getting to 30%, and civil servants started saying that they were not getting their salaries for months. People started protesting in Liberia, and it's heartbreaking that the police started shooting tear gas and water cannon at protesters. Now that's just wrong. At least their own police did not kill anybody, so we can still learn something. And last year, the president was absent for 48 days, attending conferences abroad. In fact, at some point, he asked for an extension. Of course, when he returned, he met a protest. People were protesting. So that's why, even though he got 61% of the vote in the 2017 election, this time he only got 38%, the same as the leading opponent. So there will be a rerun on the 7th of November. Make sure that you guys stay tuned. Real quick, if you live in Colorado Springs, you have to meet the beautiful Adeboye. That's the owner of the Nigerian food market in Colorado Springs. Besides the dried fish, the pomo, and all the orishirishi, the goodies that you can get from her shop, she now makes delicious stew for ewa, that is beans. It's basically like Nigerian shito. This thing is frozen, so she can ship it to you if you live outside of Colorado Springs. If you like delicious ewa but you don't know how to make it, or you are tired, you are very busy, all you need to do now is boil your beans and then add the stew on top of each serving. Don't add the stew to the entire pot. Oh, she said I should stress that. She said serve it like ewa and obe. You know, you dish the ewa and then you put the obe. Again, it's like having your own Nigerian shito. Her address is on the screen. Her phone number is on the screen. And if you live in Colorado Springs, you can visit her. So did you guys click the thumbs up button yet? I beg, help my market now. And click the thumbs up button so that YouTube can recommend this video for more people. Alright, y'all, it's been real and I'm keeping it right up in here. Don't forget to follow me on Facebook, X, Twitter, Instagram, everywhere. Until next time, I'ma see you later. Peace out.